Well, good evening. Where y'all been? No, it's actually where we been. Yes, after taking about a month and a half off, I think that's right, isn't it, Neil? But
Thereabout, yep.
we are back. Yes, it is time once again for Champion Brothers, ChampCast, Bubba's Big Broadcast, or
Let's just talk some Southern gospel.
sounds good to me. Hey, look, right over there's Neil.
Yeah, and I can't remember how to do this. There's Chris. Back it out. There he is right there. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So, yes, we've had a lot of stuff going on, and we've both been on trip since we talked with you last. And I'm managing a budding young actor, and I don't know if we'll talk about that too much or not, but
I have to get it in there now. Got to get it in there.
yes, but we are excited to be back with you once again and talk about some Southern gospel music, and especially a big event that's coming up sooner rather than later. Well, it's actually less than a month away now. No, wait a minute. It is exactly 1 month from tonight.
Isn't that
As
something?
I double check my calendar there.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Tell them about it, Bubba.
Yeah, coming to the Fayette Civic Center, we got Endless Highway. And I'm telling you, you folks are going to love them. But you can only love them in person if you come. So that's why we got to get the word out. You got to help us share it. You got to help let people know that they are coming because, I mean, these guys are going to bless your heart, guys and ladies. They're going to bless your heart. They're going to minister to you. You're going to be entertained by their music, by their picking, by their grinning. And we just, yeah, one of the trips that I took since we were last on here is Loretta and I got to go to the National Quartet Convention up in Pigeon Forge, and we saw Endless Highway on stage 3 different times at the National Quartet Convention, and man, they laid it down every time. We got to talk with them a good bit. I mean, they're just great people. They really got a heart for what they do, and I'm just eager for the folks around Fayette, Alabama, to get to meet these people and get to hear them and worship with them in person. Fayette Civic Centers, November 19th at 6 p.m. is when we'll get started. You'll get to hear a little bit of Chosen Witness, a little Faithful Friends, and then we'll lay Endless Highway on you, let me tell you, and you're going to enjoy it. So just pass the word, share the word, bring a load with you, be sure you come and enjoy it with us. Just like the other singings we've had there, no admission charge to get in the door. We will give you a chance to give to support the ongoing of this event. 3 times a year, we're bringing gospel music to the Fayette Civic Center. March, July, and November, and we're eager for this November date to get here.
And it'll be here quick, that is for sure. November 19th is the date, and we want to see you there. And talking about Endless Highway, and you may not have seen them in this configuration, but as we've mentioned before, Vanessa Griggs was Vanessa Wimberly, sang with her parents as the Joylanders, and they used to sing in this part of the country quite a bit, especially over into East Mississippi. So a lot of folks will remember her from that group and just come and reminisce and have a big time with us.
Yeah, and we talked about that with Vanessa. I did while we were at NQC, and I mentioned Pleasant Hill Baptist Church in Columbus, Mississippi, and she lit up. She definitely remembered the years that her and her family came there in the past. And remember there, and immediately started talking about different ones and different times they sang there. And so yeah, if you've got any memory of that, for sure you need to come and make some memories and see Vanessa grown up and with her family, and let them bless your heart. So yeah, that'll really be a good reunion for you if you can remember them back in that time.
Well, speaking of memories and reunions and all that kind of stuff, the Fayette Civic Center is special to us because that's where we had Bama Boy summer specials for a number of years. And you've picked out some songs from, 37 years ago?
That's right.
Why that year?
Well, that was the first year. That was the very first year of the Bama Boys Summer Special, as we called it, in Fayette, Alabama. So this was number one, and that's when we first. I can't remember. We might have sang at the Fayette Civic Center and some other event before then, but that was the first Bama Boys hosted date. And so 37 years ago, this year, we were there at the first Bama Boy Summer Special. And I just picked out some songs from, hey, we just laid a little cassette recorder down somewhere on stage, and we didn't have our phones to lay down and digitally record, but we laid down a cassette recorder and we recorded that night. And I just picked some of the songs that we sang that night right there in the Fayette Civic Center, right there on that same stage, and just kind of reminiscing about that day in the very first Bama Boy Summer Special.
And thinking about it, you're talking about laying down the cassette recorder. I was listening to some of these earlier today. Apparently, we laid it down right in front of the drums.
They were real close to the drums. They were. You can hear the drums really well. Absolutely.
But for a long time, we opened with this song. So let's just go back to 1985. As soon as I just remembered that I didn't get everything set up like I normally do. So give me just a second. You're gonna see something on. You're gonna see something on the screen. I don't want you to see, but maybe it won't be very much. But it'll take us just a second to get all that done. Now we go. Now there we go. So now let's go back to 1985 with the Bama Boys. They've just walked on stage after singing the national anthem and having a word of prayer. And here's What a Lovely Name. Like I said, what a lovely name. For whatever reason, it's not playing now. Oh, of course it's not. Let's see here. Hang on just a second. Yes, I had everything set and ready. Of course, leave it up to me, the technical goob, to mess everything up. I don't know. Let's see. Wait a minute. Just bear with me. We'll get there. All right, I got that done. I got that going. I even tested it out a while ago, and it still's not. And it's not doing like that. All right, just talk about something else while I kind of reset here.
Yeah, well, this particular lineup was when Mr. Avon Rushing singing bass with us, and of course our dad Joe Champion, me, Neal Champion, and Chris Champion with other singers. This is the time when I played bass guitar. Chris played the drums and sang during this time, and of course Mark Jones was playing the piano.
And you played bass guitar and sang.
I played bass guitar and sang. You're right. You're right. And this is right around the time, the picture that I had for us to show of around the same time as this was recorded was when Lee Leonard was with us, a photo shoot when he sang with us for years. And Lee actually stopped just right about the time of this event is when he decided he wasn't going to travel and sing anymore. So he's not actually there and singing in these recordings, although he's in the picture. So you folks from around Millport will definitely remember Red.
All right, hang on a second. Let's see. Yes, there it is, and it's loud. Here we go. But wait, there's more. There you go, Bama Boys. 1985. And what a lovely name here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. That'll bring back a memory or six. So. And wait a minute, let me get your mic on. There we go. Sorry about that. Now
That's
go.
all right. I just said for sure. Yeah, listening to that, especially on the, well, of course, Daddy getting excited on the end of it, like he just about always did,
Yeah.
letting out a shout. But on the very end of that, that's when I was attempting to sing high tenor back in that day because your voice had dropped lower than mine. And on the end of that song it's what I started calling it musician's drift, because I hit that last note and then I'm thinking about my bass guitar. My mind goes to the bass in the last run that I play. And when I do that, I drop flat. I drop the note flat. And then when I hit that last note, you can hear me go back on pitch. So that's my mind flipping from instrument to singer. And so, yeah, I call that musician's drift. That's why
you don't have to tell everything, you know.
Hey, I'm just being real. That's all. That's all. That's all.
Thanks for representing the company tonight, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, I figured if they put our name on a shirt, I might as well wear it. So there you go.
It's amazing how many young folks that I run into that'll have something like that on, and I'll just say, "Hey, thanks for repping me today," and they look at me like I got 3 heads and say, "Well, you got my name on your shirt."
Yeah, there you go. Pretty cool.
Well, let's play some Endless Highway stuff. You want to do that?
Yeah, so that was a memory we made back at the Fayette Civic Center 37 years ago, and now here comes some memories we're going to be making on November 19th. If you'll come that night and hear these folks live, this is from their latest project titled "Come Home," and I picked a pretty good flavor of songs like they do, because they do several different styles and all, and so this is one of the more kind of up tempo kind of songs, or not up tempo, but maybe closer to a high church kind of song, or anyway, you just listen. It's good. Yeah. All right, just listen.
It's called "A Come Home Kind of God" from Endless Highway. You like it so far? This is stumping me, brother. I don't know why. It's like I press play and it says it's playing. Hang on. Yep, I think I figured it out. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. There it comes.
Been running for a long time. You might have just walked away. You might have been looking for a new life, and the looking led you astray. No matter the miles between where you've been and where you are, there's a Father waiting, praying for your wandering heart. He said, I don't care how far you ran, just come home kind of God. He said, go out looking for you, reaching out a hand if you're looking for him or not. He loves the prodigal, and he's never gonna let you go when you're at the end of your road. He's an arms wide open, loving you, hoping you'll come home, 'cause he's a come home kind of God. Like a shepherd goes looking for a lost sheep and leaves behind the 99. He won't stop, won't quit, won't sleep, do whatever it takes to find every rebel soul wearing wayward shoes. If you ask me how I know, it's 'cause it found me too. He said, I don't care how far you ran, just come home kind of God. He said, go out looking for you, reaching out a hand if you're looking for him or not. He loves the prodigal, and he's never gonna let you go when you're at the end of your road. He's an arms wide open, loving you, hoping you'll come home, 'cause he's a come home kind of God. When you're tired of running, come home, 'cause there ain't nothing like home. There's a Father waiting at home. So come on home, come on home. He said, I don't care how far you ran, just come home kind of God. He said, go out looking for you, reaching out a hand if you're looking for him or not. He loves the prodigal, and he's never gonna let you go when you're at the end of your rope. He said, I don't care how far you ran, just come home, kind of God. He said, go out looking for you, reaching out a hand if you're looking for him or not. He loves the prodigal, and he's never gonna let you go when you're at the end of your rope. He's in arms wide open, loving you, hoping you'll come home, 'cause he's a come home kind of God. A come home kind of God.
That's Endless Highway and Come Home Kind of God off of their Come Home project here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. Hey, let's say some hays to some folks this evening.
Let's do that.
Marcus Hunnell checking in, listening in, says the Griggs family is great. Heard them several times at McBee Baptist Church in Columbus, Mississippi. The best family group out there today. I'd second that motion, Brother Marcus. Appreciate
Absolutely.
that. Hey, look, it's Johnny Duran. He ain't got nothing better to do tonight, so he's checking in.
There you go. Good to
Hello,
see you.
champions. Y'all are sounding great. Thank you, Johnny. We'll see Johnny this Sunday evening. Oh, wait a minute. I started doing hog there. I'm sorry. Well, I saw Johnny, and I thought about the Johnny Mac Brown High School. But
Y'all going to be over
faithful,
at Ridge.
yeah, Faithful Friends is going to be at Oak Ridge Baptist Church, just kind of, I guess you'd say, almost due south of Fayette, right off of 159 this Sunday for their homecoming. Service starts at 10:30. Then we'll gather around, eat us a bite, and go back and sing a little bit more about 1 o'clock. And looking forward to seeing Miss Bobby Johnson. She called and invited us down there a little bit ago, and hadn't seen her in a while. But Brother Alan McGuirk and all the folks down at Oak Ridge. So if y'all are in the Fayette area needing something to do this Sunday, if you're not going anywhere else, come for the morning service at 10:30, but you ain't got no reason why you shouldn't come at 1 o'clock, because ain't no nothing but going on. Ain't no football on worth watching. So
There you go.
my fantasy team's proving that. So
Had a lot of good times at Oak Ridge over the years.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. And then I saw some folks that was liking, hey, to Rachel Bain, she checked in with us, and Kim Foster, glad to see you. So Loretta's upstairs, manning the controls up yonder. So
There you go. That's right.
I'm just guessing. I don't know.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. That's what's going on in this house. Hey, Mama.
yeah.
Mama's watching.
Yes, Mama's watching too. So hey to Mama. So, well, all right. Well, let's see. You want to go back and do some more Bama Boy stuff or what?
Yeah, let's go back and get one of those memories we made back 37 years ago. Now, that Endless Highway song, boy, they get up and get it on that one. Let me tell you, there's some drive to it. But they're, like I say, they do lots of other kinds of music, and we got some others coming up that you're going to like. I mean, I guarantee you'll like something they do because they are so talented in so many kinds of music, if you will. Yeah, you'll love it. But yeah, let's go back and get one of those that me and you and Dad sang back in the day. Of course, everyone's singing bass, but this was just always one of my favorite songs because it ministered to me too, and people seem to enjoy it back in that day. Lord, please shine your light all around me.
Like a sheep from the fold. Many times I have sought my own way. Please be patient while I'm learning to lean on His love and walk close beside each day. Lord, please shine your Please, Lord, please shine your light on me. Shine on me.
There's you some Bama Boys music. Lord, please shine your light on me here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. And we've got a bunch of good ones to reminisce about and play and listen to and all that. We played that song from the Payday in Heaven album. And for whatever reason, mine cut out. I still need to get the full track of that. Did you drop it in there for me? I can't remember. But
Maybe not.
I know
cut
it,
off or something, didn't it?
yeah, it wasn't a full track for whatever reason. But anyway, we'll fix that later. So,
All right.
but yeah, we want to invite you once again, in case you're just joining us, that 1 month from tonight, the 19th of November, at the Fayette Civic Center in Fayette, Alabama, we'll have chosen witness and faithful friends and our very special guest, Endless Highway. And we'd love to see you there, Fayette Civic Center, right there in downtown Fayette. Several different ways you can refer to it. It's right next to the First Baptist Church. It's the old Fayette Grammar School, if we have some old-timers that know about that. And it's where the Fayette Art Museum is as well. So, but that's where it is. If you need to plug it into your GPS, 530 Temple Avenue North in Fayette. And absolutely no charge for admission. Just come and enjoy a good night of some good gospel singing. We will receive a love offering, and we want to see you there. So hopefully you'll make your plans and come be with us. I promise you, if you come and you don't like Endless Highway, we'll give you your money back. Well, that's a personal guarantee.
There you go.
Because you ain't paying nothing to get in anyway. So we can extend that to you. So let's see here. How about some Endless Highway music? You want to play some?
Let's do that. For you people that like bluegrass sounding now, they'll pick up their instruments and they're liable to tear off on this one that night. Now, I don't know, can't guarantee it, but I did hear them do it on stage live at the NQC. And
Yes.
Vanessa's playing the banjo on this one. She picks up the banjo and wears it out. So let's go. Crying, holy unto the Lord.
See, I messed up again. I'm going to get the hang of this eventually. Hang on. We're getting there. Let me punch this button. I'll take a month and a half off and I can't do nothing right now. Hit it, Earl.
Crying holy unto the Lord. Crying holy unto the Lord. Oh, if I could, I surely would stand on that rock where Moses stood. Sinner run and hide
Oh, yes, fine music, mighty fine, from Endless Highway and Crying Holy unto the Lord here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. And looking forward to hearing them do that at the Fayette Civic Center on November 19th. Hey, let's say some hays to some more folks. Rachel Bain says, hey. How about this? Andrew Brunette. Hello from WRHG Radio and the Andrew Brunette Show. Glad to have you with us, Andrew. Appreciate you stopping by. Neal, I'm going to have to contain myself here on this next one.
Yeah.
Kim Upton says that was some good days and some great singing.
Well, look at that.
Do I need to tell who that is? You know who I'm talking about?
Go right ahead.
I get in trouble every time I do this, and I said it in front of her face, so it ain't like I'm talking about her.
That's right.
That's old leather lungs.
There you go. That's right. That's right. I never heard
I'm serious. I have heard
more power.
That's what I was just fixing to say. I have heard, tons and tons and tons of people sing alto over the years, but ain't nobody ever done it any better and with more power than Kim has. So
that's right.
We hung that nickname on her years ago, and we was all afraid to say anything. And then a few years ago, I just told her. So I hope you're not offended. If you do, well, you'll get over it. So yeah. I hope you will anyway.
It was with all due respect, let me tell you, for the
yes.
But it was no making fun of or trying to make a funny name, or it was like, man, listen to that.
Back then days, it was Kim Barnes, but I love me some Kim Barnes and some Kim Barnes singing. So,
oh yeah.
Anyway, well, I'm glad you dropped in with us tonight, Kim. I hope I didn't embarrass you too bad. If you want to be a guest, just join us sometime. Come on in here and we'll give a demonstration of how well you can sing. So.
Yeah, she might tell what she called us back then. So.
Well, no, I don't. We ain't going there. No.
Okay.
This is our show. If she wants to do a show, right. She wants to do a show and have us on and talk about us, and that's fine. But no.
Goodness gracious.
Let's go back to 1985 and some Bama Boy stuff. Yeah, I just had me a time to listen to the previews today when we was doing this one, and this was one that we kind of wore out through the years.
Mm-hmm.
And Avon Russian doing some mighty fine bass singing on You Don't Have to Wait from the Bama Boys. To wait here on the Champion Brothers broadcast, and that is some good stuff right there. I know you stuck an encore on there, Neal, but I had to. If you want me to break in later, I will, but and play the rest of that. But I had to. I was just checking. when we are on here, I pull up the Facebook and all that and make sure that everything's running like it should. And I was checking it, and imagine my surprise when I saw that one of the people that was watching is Russ Fair, our old pal from Nashville.
Is that right?
Yes, yes. So I don't know if you're still here or not, Russ, but hey, it's an honor to have you checking in with us. Don Dollar was checking in too. Always good to see Don from over in Vernon.
Cool.
And Don, I hadn't forgot. We are seriously thinking about taking you up on your offer of coming over there and having something in Vernon sometime in the not too distant future. But hadn't forgot about that either. But I just wanted to say hey to those couple of folks. And let me see if I see any new names on here. Shirley Weathers is checking in. Glad to see you tonight. And I saw this comment. Miss Alice Bain says she's going to come down to Oak Ridge Sunday at 10:30. So looking forward to seeing you there. Faithful Friends will be there singing this Sunday for their homecoming. And Don Dollar says the boss says to come on. I'm not sure if he's talking about his wife or the mayor, but whoever.
Yeah.
I mean, or he may be our boss and we didn't even know it.
Right.
We appreciate that, Don. But I don't think we're going to go a whole hour tonight because we're having to ease back into this, and we've both got some other things that we need to tend to. But can we play one more Endless Highway song?
Let's do that. Let's get one more in there because this is one that another one that I heard him at NQC do. Loretta and I heard, and Jason referred to this as prairie worship. It just kind of trots along, kind of like the Sons of the Pioneers kind of sound, and he referred to this as their prairie worship style of music.
And it's good too.
Absolutely.
Classic Stuart Hamblin song, and it is No Secrets.
Chimes of time ring out the news, another day is through. Someone slipped and fell. Was that someone you? You may have longed for added strength and courage to renew. Do not be disheartened, for I have news for you.
It is no secret what God can do, what He's done for others, He'll do for you. With arms wide open, He'll pardon you. It is no secret what God can do.
No night, for in His light you'll never walk alone. You'll always feel at home wherever you may roam. There is no power can conquer you while God is on your side. Take Him at His promise. Don't run away and hide.
It is no secret what God can do, what He's done for others, He'll do for you. With arms wide open, He'll pardon you. It is no secret what God can do.
That's Endless Highway, and it is no secret. And looking forward to seeing them in Fayette, Alabama at the Fayette Civic Center on Saturday night, November 19th at 6 o'clock, the Saturday before Thanksgiving. So you ain't got to worry about shopping. You'll do all that the following week and all that good
That's
stuff.
right.
So come on and be with us. No admission charge. Don't need a ticket. Just show up and have a big time. And we sure would love to see you there. Now, have you got a minute or six, Neal?
Yeah.
I said we probably wasn't going to go an hour, but I said Stuart Hamlin because I was checking myself. I was fact checking myself to make sure. I was 99% sure that was a Stuart Hamlin song that he wrote and had done. And so I did a quick search and I found this article from 2016 in the St. Augustine Record newspaper. I'm assuming that's Florida, but I don't know. But have you got a minute for me to share this? This is one of those Paul Harvey, the rest of the story kind of things.
Then I got one more thing I'm going to share right before we get off the
Okay.
air. Go ahead.
But it's talking about Stuart Hamlin and writing this song and the story behind the song, It Is No Secret. And it says that in 1949, Billy Graham was in Los Angeles for evangelist meetings under the big tent. And Hamlin's wife persuaded him to attend one of the services. And early the following morning, he requested an appointment with Billy Graham, which was granted. And during their conversation, Hamlin surrendered his life to be a follower of Christ. And then he went on to tell the story behind one of his songs. This is Stuart Hamlin's words here. He says, I wrote the song one night shortly after midnight. My wife and I had been visiting one of Hollywood's most famous movie stars. We had gone over to his home just to fill him in on some of the things that had happened in his recent absence. And somehow the discussion got around to how people can solve problems within themselves. Stewart says, I remember making a statement such as, it's no secret what God can do in a man's life. About 2 hours later, as we were about to leave that actor's home, he said, Stewart, you ought to write a song about it is no secret what God can do. That's a beautiful thought. Stuart Hamlin went on to say, as we walked across the lawn back to our house, I began to think about it. And when we arrived at home, I walked into the living room and sat down at the organ. Our hall clock began to chime the hour of midnight. I grabbed a pen and started writing, the chimes of time ring out the news. Another day is through, and on until the song was finished. I then turned and glanced at the hall clock. It was 17 minutes after midnight. I couldn't believe it. I'd never been able to write any musical composition in less than 3 or 4 hours. I thought the clock had stopped. Then I looked and saw the big pendulum still swinging. It says Hamlin's song has been heard in every small city, town, and hamlet in America and in countless places around the world in more than 50 languages. Wow. Stewart's neighbor, by the way, who made the suggestion about writing the song, was John Wayne.
Is that right?
So there you go. And now you know the rest of the story of It Is No Secret. I thought that was pretty cool.
John Wayne, who played in many a Western movie.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a
Stuart
Western
Hamlin did
style.
too. Yeah.
Endless Highway put on that song.
So it all comes together.
That is pretty good. Never heard that
I
story.
thought that was neat.
It
So you
was.
said you had something you wanted to share too.
No, I was just going to share coming up like in the area of, the Fayette area, if you will, on a Thursday night, November the 3rd, Miss Iva Gardner, as I always knew, Miss Iva Gardner Wooten and her husband Doug are starting back up singing at the Belk Community Center there in Belk, Alabama, not far from Fayette. And Chosen Witness is going to come and join them that night on Thursday night, November the 3rd. At the Belk Community Center there in Belk, Alabama. Start at 6:30. So if you're in that area, whatever, come out that night and just enjoy some singing. There'll be some others singing, I believe, there as well. And Chosen Witness will come and share with you. So just come join us that night as Mr. Doug and Miss Ina host that singing there at the Belk Community Center. November
That's
3rd.
what, just 2 weeks and a day away. Is that right? Yep.
That's about right. Yep.
I had to check my calendar over there on the other side of you, but
And you can just about guarantee I'll be mentioning November 19th that night too. So
oh yes. So
y'all come.
but
and
they
join.
Doug and I've started that a while back, and then of course, like everything else, it got shut down during COVID and all that. But Ive had called me, and we weren't able to be there that night, so I thought, well, call Neal. So glad that y'all are going to get to do that. So
Yeah, it'll be a good time. Sure will.
So there you go. If you want to see Faithful Friends, come this Sunday to Oak Ridge in Fayette. If you want to see Chosen Witness, go to the Belk Community Center on Thursday, November 3rd. And if you want to see both of us together plus Endless Highway, then come to the Fayette Civic Center on Saturday night, November 19th. So we just got your plans made out for you. You just got to follow them up now.
There you go. Pencil them down.
And
Plan
so
on
nobody's going to charge you anything to come to all three of those. So
That's right. That's right.
well, anything else you got to share?
I think that's it for the night. That this gets us back on the record. Hopefully we can be back again next week. Be reminding
Yep.
somebody. And I hope at least a couple of times as we get closer, maybe the couple of weeks before, we'll have some of the Griggs family on here with us and let them talk about their ministry and talk about coming to Fayette.
Looking forward to it. So thank you for hanging out with us for about the past 45 minutes, and we'll look forward to seeing you again sooner rather than later. We promise you it won't be a month and a half before we're back because the singing's in a month, so we got to remind you of that a whole bunch more times.
That's right.
But y'all have a great evening, and thank you for joining us. And if you're seeing us live, good night. If you are on the rebroadcast, if you will, then hang in there. We'll see you again real soon. Good night, everybody.
See you.